Okay guys, next topic we're going to be talking about is the third ball drop. I would say that this is probably like the meatiest topic of pickleball, but recognize that you have to understand the mindset on the serving side versus the mindset on the returning side. Serving side, you're at a huge advantage. Why? Because you can score, but you're actually at a huge disadvantage because the returner is already up and established, and now you're playing defense as a server because you have to recognize when to drive and drop, and then off of that, how to gain real estate. On the returning side, you're at a huge advantage. Why? Because you can get up and get established. And I would say that at lower levels, the returning side probably wins a higher percentage of points than the serving side. Why? Because it takes a select skill set to understand that when you're serving, you're on defense and you have to take your time as you're on defense and as you're gaining real estate. So let's talk about technique on the drop. Technique on the drop is very similar to technique on the dink. Think about this. I like to roll my forehand dink. I like to slice my backhand dink. When I'm at the baseline, guess what I do? Roll my forehand drop and slice my backhand drop. Kind of goes hand in hand. So think about when you dial into your dinks, you use the same technique or use the same spin back at the baseline based off of time as well. So drop would be your lower extremities are nice and quiet. I'm letting the ball come to me. If there's a bowl on top of my head, I'm keeping that bowl there. So same sort of preparation with my lower extremities and my upper extremities. But I'm letting the ball drop and come up. So I'm making contact at the apex. I'm giving myself plenty of time. With time, I have time to get organized. I'm seeing the ball much bigger. Plain and simple, if you're going to be efficient, if you're going to be consistent on that drop, think about giving yourself enough space or giving yourself enough time off the baseline. Okay? So timing is huge. Having spacing is huge. And then also too, if you're at a position, let's say like the returner, hit a super deep return, pushed you out of position, you're gonna now use more lift on that drop. So think about using more lift when you're out of position on your drop, and then maybe finding the right happy medium of enough lift with some added push when you're inside the court. Plain and simple, out of position, more height, more lift, in position, in the court, halfway in the court. Think about finding the right happy medium of enough lift with a little added push. Plain and simple, if you're inside the court, you don't have to use as much net clearance. You can kind of flirt with the net a little bit on that drop. So after you've hit the drop, think about cues, or think about what's the main tell that allows you to really gain real estate and get moving and be efficient in that transition zone so you can get up and get established. First thing to me that comes to mind is looking to see where your opponent makes contact with their fourth ball. If I can drop and I see my opponent in this red zone and they're taking a half volley, there's a big old imaginary sign behind them that says, "Tyson, please come in. They are not going to hurt you from their red zone." Now, higher levels, if I drop and they're able to take it out of the air in their yellow zone, I would say higher levels, most players have a pretty fine-tuned roll volley where it's tough to gain real estate if you've dropped a ball in their yellow zone. So maybe in that scenario, maybe you're not coming in when you've dropped it in their yellow zone. Maybe you're being more selective about when you should come in, or more selective when you should come in if they're making contact in that red zone. If you're getting comfortable with looking to see where your opponent makes contact on their fourth ball, and you're looking to gain real estate a little quicker, or maybe you're looking to bake off your partner's shake or poach off your partner's drop. Plain and simple, if you want to gain more real estate, if you want to disconnect a little sooner, you're going to have to start gauging ball trajectory, and that way you can gain distance much quicker. You can look at ball shape and then start making adjustments, versus looking to see how pretty the drop is and waiting to see where your opponent makes contact. Higher levels, look at ball trajectory. Lower levels, look to see where your opponent makes contact. Now, after you've hit the drop, when you make that transition, think about breaking down, being your most athletic self. But anytime you hit your fifth and your seventh, or anytime that your opponent's making contact with their fourth and their sixth and their eighth, you have to break down and look to address and assess and see what your opponent does with that ball. Something I like in the transition zone is, yes, you can block if they're finding your red zone or finding your yellow zone, but let's give you a license to start swinging if the ball's up a little higher. That way you can send a message and you can force your opponents to maybe second guess their fourth and their sixth and their eighth. Think about this. If you want to walk through your fifth or walk through your seventh and you're not setting your feet or you're not finding your shock absorbers, it would be equivalent to hitting a putt in golf as you're walking. Plain and simple, it's very difficult to have any sort of consistency or to have any sort of precision with your soft game if your feet are still moving. Keep in mind that all of your power and all of your control comes from the ground up. Okay guys, first drill here. This is a slinky drill for understanding how to play soft, whether it's at the baseline or it's in transition. Teacher here is going to be very cooperative. She's going to slowly push me back to the baseline and then let me come back up. The main focus is that I'm making contact out in front of me. It's off the bounce. My job is just to play soft and be very comfortable in that transition zone as I slinky back. Okay, ready here? So nice and easy. She's going to slowly push me back. Yep. Take one step back. Again, take one step back. Beautiful. Take one step back. Nice and easy. Yep. No worries. Beautiful. Good. She's going to make sure that the ball lands in front of me. Very good. Beautiful. Getting plenty of shape. Giving myself enough time. Sorry. Lift it. And then also too, you'll notice there's a difference in my height as I scoot back. Why? Because I need some more time. So you're going to be adding more lift or adding more shape with your lift as you're back. Or let's say that as you're in the baseline zone and half court zone, as I'm in this short court zone, then I can start adding a bit more push or maybe going for more of like a linear ball. Okay? That's okay, nice and easy here. She's gonna put it right in front of me there, perfect. I'm gonna take a step back, same thing. Okay, now I'm slowly working my way up. Good, as you notice here, I'm in an open stance. I'm letting the ball come to me. I'm recognizing that I have more time than I think. If I did not put a drop in the kitchen or if I miss my drop in the net, I'm not gonna take a step up. So I'm gonna pause here, working my way back up. Take a look at my technique, very short and compact, pushing from the shoulder. Let's try it again here. She's gonna slowly push me back. Okay, making sure that my hand positioning is nice and still. Okay, adding some lift. Beautiful. Okay, again. I wasn't able to make it over. I'm gonna stop there. Add some more shape this time. Add some more lift. All these balls that I'm hitting, I'm using the correct shape and I'm trying to find that shallow zone. Shape and shallow. Work my way back in. Shape and shallow. It's okay, no worries. Take my time, nice and easy. Good. Beautiful. So drill here is going to be, I have to make 10 drops in a row. I'm acting as a student. Teacher here is acting as a teacher. Her job is to be very cooperative, push me back, kind of keep me back. My job is to basically make 10 drops in a row. And I like the theme of going in a row. Why? Because that little element of pressure, that's very comfortable or that's very similar to playing in a tournament. Plain and simple, drilling under pressure allows you to play better when it comes to feeling pressure in a tournament. Okay, so we're gonna add a little pressure in here, keep that monkey on my back. My job is I have to make 10 drops in a row. Okay, nice and easy. Here we go. Okay, and I can add plenty of height. Okay, again, I'm not gonna miss. Ready here. There's one. That's okay, good. 2, 3, 4. See how I'm keeping the hand positioning nice and still? I got 4 in a row here. Keeping the hand positioning nice and still. Giving myself plenty of lift. Okay, pausing at that second imaginary ball. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Okay. Something I think about, like when I really want to dial into my third ball drop, I ask myself, am I using spin from here? Am I comfortable from the kitchen line? Because if I'm comfortable and I've been hitting lots of forehand dinks and I've been rolling my forehand dink and it's very dialed in, I guarantee that my forehand drop with adding some topspin or with adding some roll is going to feel good as well. So plain and simple, if there's something that really feels nice from up here, whether it's a spin, whether it's a certain motion, think about idolizing that and trying to use that from back there. For example, I roll my forehand dink, I roll my forehand drop. I slice my backhand dink, I slice my backhand drop. Kind of goes hand in hand. Let's show a couple more here. Couple more. I'm going to try to get 10 more in a row here. Okay, let's go half volley. So, you know what? Hang on real quick here. So I just showed 10 in a row with giving myself time. Now I'll show 10 in a row with taking it as a half volley. Okay? Half volley. There's 2, 3, 4. Push it back here. Nice. 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7, push me back, 8, push me back, 9, push me back, and 10. Yes, yes. So as you see there, taking a look at the technique on the half volley, I was still very consistent, but as you noticed, probably it's more in the shallow zone, but it's up higher. Plain and simple, when I take this ball as a half volley, or just any time that I take a ball in red, it's always going to be a lift. So you're going to see more shape and more margin on a half volley drop than you would if I was back and I had plenty of time to work with. Okay? Okay, guys, next drill here. I have to hit a third, fifth, and a seventh. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to use the correct footwork, use the correct court positioning as I'm coming up. Keep in mind, when we're talking about transition and we're talking about gaining real estate and making that transition as we hit a third and we're moving up, little tells to kind of cue you in on when to come in is going to be getting comfortable with looking at ball trajectory. If you can't see ball trajectory, first progression would be looking to see where your opponent makes contact. If I see my opponent making contact in red, that's probably a good sign that she's not going to hurt me from there, so I can gain real estate based on the level. Certain people have more offense in yellow, some don't. But if I'm comfortable with looking to see where she makes contact, and I'm looking to be more like aggressive with my court presence or with my court movement, I can start looking to see the ball trajectory and then gaining real estate quicker just by looking at the ball trajectory. Okay? So I'm going to have you feed third, fifth, and a seventh. Okay? Here's my third, working my way in. There's my fifth. There's my seventh, and then I am in. Okay? And then we'll do it all over again. Okay? She's trying to push me back. I'm working my way up. Okay? She's feeding a return. There's my fifth. There's my seventh, and then I am in. I'm in. Okay? So I'm splitting, I'm breaking down, and I'm finding my most athletic self before she makes contact. Good. Fifth, break down. Seventh, very good, very good. I would say that if you want to be comfortable gaining more real estate and getting up a little quicker, consider who you're dropping to. Because you always want to drop to the person who's going to make you deal with less traffic. Or you want to drop to maybe like the counter attacker who doesn't have much offense. For example, most counterattackers don't like to attack. Most attackers don't like to be attacked. So I'm going to drop to the person who maybe doesn't have as much offense that will allow me to deal with less traffic as I come in. Hey Picklers, if you enjoyed this instructional video, do me a favor, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. Okay guys, game here is gonna be, charity here is gonna be feeding a return. I have to hit a third ball drop, and then off of that, the point is live. If I were to win the point, I get a point. If I make my drop, if I make my third ball drop and get it in the kitchen, I also get a point. So plain and simple, the only way for me to get 2 points in a point is by winning the point and then by initially putting my third ball drop in the kitchen. If I can't put it in the kitchen, that is fine. I'm gonna slowly take my time and come up the correct way, but I only get a point if I make the initial drop in the kitchen, okay? She's gonna feed a return, I'm gonna hit my drop, and then we are live. Go ahead. Okay, point is live. Good. Playing the point out. Okay, very good. So I got 2 there. I made my drop in the kitchen and I won the point. So score is 0-2. Feed here. Go ahead. Here's my drop. Coming in, breaking down. Play it out. Good. Okay, here we go. Dropping, gotta make it in the kitchen, play it out. Oh. Oh,